Do you ever feel like life is just beating you down, like depression is holding you hostage, and no matter how hard you fight, you just can't break free? I know that feeling. But here's the question. What if I told you there's a way to fight back? Today we're diving into the battle of a lifetime, Goggins versus depression. But the real question is, can you win this fight too? The stakes, your life, your future. You ready to take it back? Embrace the pain. Depression doesn't just hit you once. It hits you when you're down, it hits you when you're tired, and it hits you when you think you've had enough. But you have to understand, pain is a tool. Every time depression knocks you down, it's an opportunity to rise stronger. Embrace it. Don't run from it, face it head on, and use it to fuel your growth. Every day is a battle, and that battle doesn't just come with victories, it comes with pain, challenges, and setbacks. But here's the thing, pain isn't your enemy. It's the key to unlocking your potential. You want to grow, you want to overcome, you've got to embrace the pain. When depression hits, it feels like you're stuck in quicksand. Every effort to move just pulls you deeper. But you've got to understand this. Pain is an opportunity. It's not the end of the road. It's the fire that forges your strength. Every time you feel like giving up, remember this. Pain is what's going to make you stronger, sharper, and more resilient. Now, I'm not saying you should invite pain into your life or seek it out. But when it comes knocking, because it will, don't run from it. Don't hide from it. Stand tall and face it head on. Every time you push through that pain, you're building a foundation of unshakable strength. That discomfort, that's growth happening. That's your mind, your body, and your spirit evolving. So, when life gets tough, when you're exhausted, when it feels like you just can't go any further, don't quit. Push through. Embrace the pain. Use it to fuel your fire. And remember, the harder it gets, the stronger you're becoming. You are becoming unstoppable. One step, one struggle, one victory at a time. Take ownership. You want to beat depression? Stop blaming others. Stop looking for excuses. You are in control. Yes, depression might feel like it's controlling you, but only if you let it. Take ownership of your life. Fight for it like your life depends on it, because it does. One of the hardest truths to face is this. You are responsible for your life. You are the one in control of your destiny, no one else. When depression or any challenge comes your way, it's easy to point fingers, to blame circumstances, or to look for excuses. But here's the reality. Those excuses won't change anything. They won't move you forward. Taking ownership means stepping up, no matter how hard it gets. It means waking up every day and deciding that no matter the battle, you're going to show up for yourself. When life hits you hard, you have two choices. You can give in, or you can take control and fight back. It's not about waiting for things to get better on their own. It's about creating your own change. This is where the real power lies. When you own your life, when you own your struggles, you stop being a victim. You stop letting circumstances define you. Instead, you become the creator of your own story. No one can take away your power unless you let them. It's yours to wield, and when you take ownership, you realize you've got everything you need to overcome. In your daily life, when something goes wrong, whether it's a setback, a failure, or even just a bad day, don't give away your power. Own it. Own your actions, your decisions, and your response. That's how you move forward. That's how you take control of your life and begin to build the future you want. Mind over matter. Your mind is the battlefield. You can't let your thoughts rule you. Goggins doesn't sit around waiting for motivation. He commands it. When your mind tells you to quit, when it tells you to give in, that's when you dig deeper. The fight starts inside your head. The most powerful weapon you have in this life is your mind. Your body may get tired, your emotions may try to take over, and life will throw challenges your way. But the one thing that will determine whether you win or lose is your mindset. When you face depression, self-doubt, or any obstacle, the real battle is happening inside your head. The mind can either be your best ally or your worst enemy. When negative thoughts creep in, when you feel like giving up, that's when you need to flip the switch. You have the power to choose your response. The first step is realizing that the mind will try to convince you that you're not enough, that you can't do it, that you should quit. But the truth is, those thoughts aren't facts. They're just feelings that can be challenged. In daily life, when you face difficulties, remind yourself that you have control over your mindset. You might not control the external circumstances, but you control how you react. When you push through the tough moments, when you refuse to give in to negative thoughts, you start to rewire your brain. The more you train your mind to stay positive and focused, the stronger and more resilient you become. Remember, the body will follow what the mind believes. If you believe you can overcome, you will. If you choose to keep going even when it's hard, you'll win. Mind over matter. You are stronger than you think. Build mental toughness. You want to beat depression? Start building mental toughness. Depression is a test of your endurance. It's a test of your mind, body, and spirit. But you've got the power to push through it. You're not weak. You're not fragile. You're built for this. Push through the dark moments and let them shape you into someone who can handle anything life throws at them. Mental toughness is what separates those who rise from the ones who fall. It's not about being invincible or never facing challenges. It's about how you respond when life knocks you down. When depression or adversity comes into your life, it's easy to feel weak, lost, and overwhelmed. But mental toughness is the ability to stay strong in the face of struggle and keep going no matter what. Building mental toughness isn't something that happens overnight. It's a daily choice. It's about showing up for yourself, even when you don't feel like it. It's about training your mind to stay focused and not give in to self-doubt or fear. Every time you push through discomfort, every time you fight back against those negative thoughts, you are building your resilience. In daily life, mental toughness means doing what's hard, even when it's easier to quit. It means staying committed to your goals, even when things get tough. It's about developing a mindset that says, I'm going to get through this. No matter how hard it is, I'm not giving up. It's the ability to take the hits, face the struggles, and still stand tall at the end of the day. Remember, mental toughness is not about being perfect. It's about refusing to stay down. It's about developing the grit to keep going when everything inside you tells you to quit. You are stronger than you think. Keep building that mental toughness, and nothing will be able to stop you. Get comfortable with uncomfortable. You've got to get comfortable with being uncomfortable. Depression is going to push you to places you don't want to go. But those places, they're where growth happens. They're where you break free from the chains that hold you down. You can't run from the discomfort. You've got to face it, deal with it, and let it make you stronger. Life doesn't get easier by avoiding discomfort. In fact, growth only happens when you step outside your comfort zone. When you're battling depression, it's easy to hide away, to stay in familiar, safe spaces and avoid what scares you. But here's the truth. Nothing great ever comes from staying comfortable. The real power comes when you learn to get comfortable with being uncomfortable. Every challenge, every moment of discomfort is an opportunity for growth. Depression, doubt, and fear will always try to keep you in a place where you feel safe, but that safety zone is what keeps you stuck. You have to push beyond it. Every time you face something that scares you, every time you choose to keep going when you want to quit, you break through barriers. You prove to yourself that you can handle more than you think. In your daily life, start looking for the discomfort. When you feel fear or anxiety, that's your signal to lean in, not back away. Whether it's tackling a difficult task, having an uncomfortable conversation, or pushing through physical limits, the more you lean into discomfort, the stronger you become. It's not about seeking out pain, but rather accepting that discomfort is a part of the journey. Life will throw challenges at you, but when you learn to embrace them instead of avoiding them, you'll find that nothing can stop you. Get comfortable with discomfort, and you'll realize how much more you're capable of than you ever thought possible. Small wins lead to big changes. When you're fighting depression, it's not about making giant leaps. It's about small, consistent victories. Every step forward, no matter how small, is a win. Each time you get out of bed when you want to stay down, that's a victory. Each time you put one foot in front of the other, you're winning. When you're in the middle of a tough fight, whether it's battling depression or facing any challenge, it can feel like victory is miles away. But here's the key to pushing through. It's not about giant leaps or massive transformations. It's about small wins. Every tiny victory you achieve, no matter how insignificant it might seem at the time, adds up to something powerful. Each time you take a step forward, you're moving closer to the person you want to become. If you wake up early and stick to your routine, that's a win. If you get out of bed even when you're exhausted or overwhelmed, that's a win. If you resist the urge to give up, that's a win. These small actions might seem small in the moment, but they compound over time and lead to real, lasting change. In daily life, remember that the road to overcoming any obstacle isn't about making one huge change. It's about consistency, about taking those small steps forward every single day. Each day you choose to push through, each day you make a choice to keep going, you're building momentum. Those little wins start to stack up, And before you know it, you're in a much stronger place than you were yesterday. So when things get tough, focus on the small victories. Celebrate every step forward. They may seem small, but they're leading you to bigger, more powerful changes. Keep winning, and eventually you'll look back and realize how far you've come. Find your purpose. The key to beating depression is finding a reason to keep going. You need a purpose that burns so hot it drives you to keep moving even when everything inside you tells you to stop. That's the power of purpose. When you've got that, depression doesn't stand a chance. Purpose is the driving force behind everything you do. When you're feeling lost, stuck, or overwhelmed, especially when dealing with depression or hard times, your purpose is what keeps you going. It's that burning reason deep inside that fuels your actions, pushes you through the pain, and gives your life direction. Without purpose, life feels aimless. But once you find it, everything changes. In daily life, finding your purpose isn't about waiting for some grand moment of revelation. It's about looking within yourself and asking what truly matters. What sets your soul on fire? What makes you want to get up every day, no matter the struggle? Your purpose doesn't have to be grand or flashy. It just needs to be real and meaningful to you. Purpose gives you strength when you feel weak. It turns your pain into fuel. Every difficult moment, every setback becomes a stepping stone towards something greater when you see it through the lens of purpose. It gives you something to fight for, something that makes all the hard work, the sacrifices, and the struggle worth it. So, take the time to dig deep. What's your why? When life gets hard, and it will, you need that purpose to remind you why you can't give up. Your purpose isn't just a goal. It's the heart of who you are. Find it, hold on to it, and let it propel you forward through every obstacle you face. When you're aligned with your purpose, there's nothing that can stop you. Push beyond the limits. You are limitless. Depression might make you feel small, like you're trapped in a box with no way out, but the only limits that exist are the ones you place on yourself. Push beyond the limits of your mind, your body, your soul. Break free of the mental chains and show yourself what you're really capable of. Your limits are only as real as you believe them to be. Every time you face a challenge, whether it's battling depression, overcoming fear, or reaching for a goal, you're going to hit a wall. And it's in those moments that you discover what you're really made of. Pushing beyond your limits isn't about being perfect. It's about not letting anything stop you. It's about realizing that the only true limits are the ones you set for yourself. In daily life, you will face moments when you feel like you've reached your breaking point. You'll be tired, frustrated, or overwhelmed, and it'll seem easier to quit. But that's exactly the moment when you need to dig deeper. When you think you can't take one more step, that's when you take it. When you feel like you've given all you have, that's when you give just a little bit more. Pushing beyond the limits means challenging your own perceptions of what you can do. It's about refusing to accept "I can't" as an answer. Whether you're dealing with self-doubt or feeling exhausted, you have the power to break through those limits. Every time you push past what you thought was possible, you expand your capabilities. So when life pushes you to your edge, remember, you are stronger than you think. The limits you face are only temporary, and each time you push beyond them, you become unstoppable. Keep going, keep fighting. The best version of yourself is just beyond the limits you've set. Stay in the fight. Depression doesn't give up. It will keep coming at you, but that doesn't mean you quit. You don't quit. You stay in the fight no matter how brutal it gets. There's no finish line, but there's always progress. Keep going. Just keep going. Life will test you. It will push you to your limits and try to break you. Depression, failure, setbacks, they all come for you, but here's the truth. You can't win if you don't stay in the fight. It's easy to give up when things get tough. It's easy to throw in the towel when you're tired, frustrated, or feeling defeated. But the real victory comes not from avoiding the fight, but from staying in it, even when it feels impossible. In daily life, challenges will come at you from every direction. You might not feel like you have the energy or the strength to keep going, but that's exactly when you need to dig in and keep fighting. Every time you push through, every time you resist the urge to quit, you're making progress, even if you don't see it right away. You're building resilience, strengthening your spirit, and showing yourself what you're made of. Staying in the fight isn't about never feeling down or never facing doubts. It's about refusing to stay down. It's about getting up even when it feels like the world is trying to knock you back down. It's about pushing forward when the road gets rough, because you know that the victory isn't in giving up, but in staying committed. Remember, the fight isn't over until you decide to quit. And if you refuse to quit, if you stay in the fight, there's nothing that can stop you. Keep going. Every step forward, no matter how small, is a win. You've got this. Stay in the fight. You are the only one who can save you at the end of the day. No one's coming to rescue you. No one's coming to save you from your own mind. You are the only one who can pull yourself out of this darkness. That's the reality. The good news? You've got everything you need inside you to do it. Dig deep. You've got this. At the end of the day, no one is coming to rescue you. The reality is tough, but it's also empowering. You are the one who holds the power to change your life, whether you're facing depression, fear, or any challenge. The responsibility to rise, to take control, and to take action rests with you. No one can fight your battles, no one can climb your mountains, and no one can unlock your potential but you. In daily life, this truth can be both hard and freeing. It means you can't wait around for someone else to push you, motivate you, or change your circumstances. You've got to take that responsibility yourself. You are the only one who can pull yourself out of the darkness, who can push through the struggles, and who can create the life you want. It starts with a choice, the choice to take control of your mind, your actions, and your destiny. This doesn't mean doing it alone. It doesn't mean ignoring help or support from others. But it does mean that the drive, the effort, and the will to push forward must come from within. No one can do the work for you. The strength to rise up in the face of adversity is already within you. You just have to tap into it, trust in it, and never give up. So remember this, no matter how tough things get, you are your own hero. You hold the key to your transformation. You have the power. It's time to unlock it. So, what did we learn today? Depression is real, it's brutal, and it's relentless, but it's not unbeatable. The fight is yours to win. You don't have to let it control you. The battle starts when you decide not to quit. You take ownership, push through the pain, and keep fighting no matter how dark it gets. The question I asked at the beginning, can you win this fight? The answer is simple, yes. If you're willing to embrace the struggle and make the choice to never quit, you will overcome. I want to hear from you. Drop a comment below and share how you're facing your own battles. What's one thing you're doing today to fight back? Let's keep this conversation going. And if you're ready to dig even deeper into your mental toughness, click on the next video. It's time to keep pushing, keep growing, and keep winning. I'll see you on the other side.